Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. You know, there's so much talk nowadays about this thing called gluten. And a lot of people say, what is gluten? Well, here's what gluten is. Gluten is a protein that's a part of wheat. I should say it's a part of wheat, but it's a part of oats, barley, rye, and wheat. So what that is gluten, and I'm going to get this up here because I'm not smart enough to remember all this. Gluten actually comes from a term that's Latin, and it literally means glue. And if you look at gluten is the thing in wheat and in all the baking products that kind of hold things together. It's a very sticky substance. Interesting, Ralph Waldo Emerson spoke of using gluten to seal an envelope that he was going to send across the ocean to make sure it stuck good. So that's what gluten is. And what happens is that we begin to build up this intolerance to gluten. We begin to have a sensitivity to it. And so what happens on the inside of the gut, and we're talking with Wendi, my daughter, today, inside of the gut, on the inside of the intestine, you know, it's the inside of the intestine where everything is absorbed. So as that is in there, eating gluten like that is almost like taking a piece of poison ivy and rubbing it on your skin, and pretty soon you get all that irritation and inflammation. It's the same thing that happens on the inside of the intestine. But what happens when that happens is that the inside of the intestine gets so inflamed that the body cannot absorb nutrients. So if you're somebody who's, man, it doesn't matter what you take, any type of vitamins or anything, it doesn't seem like you can absorb them, you're probably not absorbing any nutrients at all. So you're literally eating and starving at the same time. So with the gluten, if you eat that, you're going to have some major problems in the intestines. Now, that's just that Dr. Weir. He's a crack. Listen to this. This is from Des Moines University Clinic. From eating gluten in children, the symptoms may include diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, weight loss, irritability, abdominal bloating, and pain. Now, adults can also have those things, but they could also have unexplained pain, anemia, depression or anxiety, seizures, osteoporosis, infertility, canker sores, rashes, migraines, irregular menstrual periods, poor teeth enamel, or numbness in the hands or the feet. One of the first things that I do with fibromyalgia patients is when they come in the office, we sit down, we have a little consultation. And I tell them the first thing you got to do is get off wheat. Now, I have some people who say, I can't do that. Well, just die. I mean, you know, you're just, basically that's what's going to happen. You got to make a choice. So the question I'm running up against, and not so much a question, but what I hear from people a lot is this: if I give it up, what am I going to eat?
Well, that's the cool thing, and that's what we want to talk about today, is that there now is substitutions for everything that is gluten-free. And restaurants, a lot of them offer a totally gluten-free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to know to ask for it. But everybody has become a lot more accommodating. I know that we gave up gluten about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was no substitutions. At that point, you know, you just ate meat and vegetables and some fruit. But now, pretty much, you can switch totally gluten-free. You can switch your kids totally gluten-free without any protest from them or without them even knowing.
And listen, you don't have to just go to like a health food store and get this stuff now. My God, I mean,
everywhere.
Target has it, Walmart, all of them have sections of gluten-free areas. Yeah. And you know, it used to be years ago we would eat, you'd go to these health food stores and get stuff like this, and man, it was just like eating unflavored cardboard.
Or a rock.
Or a rock. I mean, it was just terrible. Now there are some great products out, and so you want to keep your children off of wheat. You don't have to let them be deprived.
Right.
I mean, you can make them things. So today we're going to make a cake, okay?
And this is just our traditional birthday cake for most of the people in our family.
Yeah.
We make the same one. So you're just going to use a gluten-free box mix.
Okay.
Any brand.
And you can go to the store and get that. We're not going to show the label because, you know, we can't.
But it will be in the cake section.
Yeah.
So this one, you do 2/3 a cup of water. You're going to do 3 eggs. And you're actually going to do 1 whole stick of unsalted butter.
Remember, butter. Don't use margarine. Margarine, very bad for you.
And the butter is really important because the type of flour that they use is mainly rice as a substitution.
Okay.
So if you skip on the butter, you're not going to have a cake. You're
So-
going to have a sand patty, basically.
Although sand patties are very good. So you just mix this up. You know, nothing really big and hard to it. And this is exercise too. Okay, so that looks pretty good, doesn't
Yep.
it?
So then we're
See
just
how
gonna
quick that is? I mean, man.
just pour it in
So
the
you
pan.
have you grease your little pans here and just pour this in here, half in this one. Man, you want to eat this already. And this, then we stick it in the oven, and this bakes for how long?
350 for about 20 minutes.
350 for about 20 minutes. So on a recipe thing here, we'll put it on here, but it's going to be very simple. You go to the store and get a baked cake. I mean, they have made it so easy now to make this stuff gluten-free. Okay, so we're going to stick this in the oven. We're going to take a little break, and then we'll be right back and show you how to make this cake. Here's a relaxed moment. Take a little part of every single day and set it aside for some time of quietness and meditation. It amazes me how people say, "Oh, I'm going to pray," and they pray and they spend all this time talking. And I think sometimes God's got to be thinking, you know, if they'd be quiet every once in a while, I could say something. So find some time when you can be quiet and just listen. You're going to be amazed at the answers you get. That's relaxing.
Uptown Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications. With spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
Welcome back. We're talking about gluten-free. That's kind of the German, gluten-free. So the gluten is that glue stuff, remember, that's in flour and it's in everything. It's in pastas. You know, it's like Twizzlers candy have gluten and wheat in them. So you got to be really careful what you eat because they stick it in everything. Now, so we're putting together this gorgeous cake. Now look at this cake. This is beautiful how it is. So do we need to move that over here?
Yeah.
I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, you probably should be.
Be very afraid.
Be very afraid.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna make basically whipped cream icing, and we make it from scratch. And it works really well with the gluten-free because it sort of soaks into the cake, so there's not any
Moist and
dryness.
delightful.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So you're gonna use 1 quart of heavy whipping cream.
So we would just pour this in.
Yeah. And then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of sugar.
And that's heavy whipping cream, not half and half. Please don't try to use skim milk.
Definitely will not work.
2 tablespoons of sugar. But I thought sugar was bad for you. Well, it is, but it's a lot better than some other things. All right.
All right, so then you can just actually turn your mixer on and let it go. It takes quite a while for it to actually get done.
It does. It takes about 15 minutes, right? Okay, so that takes a while. So if it doesn't, you know, you do it for 3 minutes and it's still watery,
Keep going.
don't lose hope.
So
you know.
This is what you want it to look like when
Wow,
it's finished.
that looks good.
Yep, so we're gonna actually put a little bit between
Okay.
two layers.
Is that a little bit?
That's a little lot, but it'll work.
Okay. And I know many of you are looking at this and saying, man, he's an artist. Yeah, I am.
All right, and then we're gonna do our next layer.
Okay. So in
And
the
then
next,
I do a thin layer of that,
okay,
just all over everything.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, could you put these strawberries on the inside middle layer too?
You could if you wanted to, of course.
It would be very artistic. Okay.
All right, and then we're gonna dump some already cut up strawberries in, and I usually wait to do this on the top layer.
Okay. So you mix this all together here.
Yeah. And then you just finish the rest. We like a lot of whipped cream in our family.
Yeah, we do. Now, you know, some of that, because some people look at butter and some of those things and say, well, that's really fat. Well, it is, but your body has to have fat. And that's the common misconception. If I eat fat, I'm going to get fat. That's a lie. You get fat from eating highly refined carbohydrates. Is that good, do you think? Should we go along the side?
Yep, if you can,
If I can.
if I can.
Okay. Wow.
So this cake actually gets better as it's been sitting for a
Right.
little while. So usually I make
That's
it,
how I am. If I sit around a little bit, I get better.
I usually make it about 8 hours ahead of time, and I store it in the fridge in the meantime.
Beautiful. Now imagine having a party or something, going to a party with this. I'm telling you, well, people say, my husband will know the difference. Your husband is not going to know the difference. He can't taste the difference in this. If he can and he puts up a big fuss, get a new one. All right. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, look at that. Now that's gluten-free. Am I suffering because I'm eating gluten-free? No. Now I'm telling you this. Please, if you have a gluten sensitivity, don't think that you have to eat this kind of stuff. This is special stuff.
Right.
We don't have this every day. This is for a birthday, so this is a special thing. Don't think that you have to have this stuff, because sometimes you add in all this special stuff and you're going to have problems there too. So meat, vegetables, fruit, and then every once in a while have a gluten-free product, and man, you're set. I can do that. Can you do that? I think so. Don't change your channel, because we're going to be right back with some more information for you. Hi, this is Dr. Tim Weir from the Loving Life TV show. One of my family's favorite places to eat is Milton's Pizza. If you like good pizza, I'm telling you, they serve the best pizza around. Their salad bar, second to none. Our family is gluten-free, and we can eat there quite easily. You're going to love Milton's. Take the time to go there and tell them Dr. Tim sent you.
We are Milton's Pizza, and you are watching Loving Life.
Hey, we're having a good time in the kitchen today. You know, what I love to do is cook in the kitchen and cook things that are easy
Yes.
and fun and really delicious and good for you. And these happen to be gluten-free baked apples. Okay, we spend a lot of time talking about gluten-free because I think gluten is one of the worst things that we deal with. One of the worst things I deal with in the clinic. You know, I have patients who come in, and if they eat gluten, their bellies bulge out just like this. They begin to bloat just like they're pregnant.
Right.
It's true, isn't it? I'm not lying.
You're not lying. Well,
Okay.
it happens to me as well.
Okay. I told you I was telling the truth. So these are really easy, real simple to do. So what you do is you go to the great farmers market we have here in Raleigh, and just get some great apples. Now some people like tart up apples. I love sweet apples.
Yeah.
So you go get a cool little corer if you want. One of my favorite places to go, it's out at the flea market, State Fair flea market, of course. But there's a little kitchen store out there. I love going in there. He has some absolutely fabulous stuff. So I've never done this before. So
You want to do it down.
yeah, I want to do it here.
Yeah.
I knew that. So here we go. You just push it down?
Yep.
Really? All the way through?
Yeah. All the way through the bottom.
Wow. Oh my gosh, look at that. It took everything right out. Is that cool or what?
It's magic.
I wonder if I could get a job doing that. So then you put that right in here just like that. You just fill up a little pan.
Yeah.
Okay, we did that. We're
Yeah.
done.
And you want them to stay upright like this.
Okay,
And then I usually do about 4 tablespoons of sugar to 2 tablespoons of cinnamon.
okay.
And you just dump them down the hole.
And if some gets around the apple, that's even better, huh?
It's much better, yeah. And then you can continue to fill up the center with whatever you like. We usually do walnuts and raisins.
Steak.
Maybe not whatever you like.
This one, whoever did this apple right here, very nice job.
Okay.
Very nice coring job there.
So then you just put the walnuts down the middle of the hole as well. I usually just kind of go crazy with it, filling it all up. And then you're going to put a
You could
pot-
use pecans too,
You
right?
could use whatever you want, yeah. Pecans, again, raisins are really good when they're baked in there. And then you just put a pat of butter
Pat of butter, not margarine.
on top of each apple.
Do you shove it down there?
You can if you want some entertainment.
I love shoved, yeah, because I think that makes it go right down and it makes that
It does.
juice.
The juice that
Wow.
happens on the bottom is delicious.
Okay,
So then you just bake these at 350 for about an hour. And that's it. And usually we top them with our homemade whipped cream as well.
I have to get a, hold on, I'll be right back. Because I want to take some that we made here out of the oven. Wow. Look at that. See, they get really soft, mushy, and that sauce in there, it almost becomes caramelized.
Yes, it's amazing. Usually what we do is just spoon them back on top of the apples.
Wow, do you see that, how that's... And you know what that would be really good with this is some good homemade ice cream. You could make some ice cream. And instead of using sugar, you can use stevia,
You can?
okay? And I mean, if you just mix the stevia up. I'm not into the granulated stevia that much, but I mean, for something like this, get some of that, use it, put it in with the cinnamon, put it right in here, get some ice cream, get the family around in the evening for a good time.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
It is good stuff.
Good for your kids, they'll love it. I can hardly wait till we turn off that camera because I'm going to do some munching down. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back.
Uptown Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
I've been in an accident and I don't have insurance. I don't know what to do.
I was in an accident, and I don't have insurance. Now what am I going to do?
Hi, this is Dr. Tim Weir, and if you've been in an accident, but you don't have health insurance, it's okay. We accept third-party liens. That means we'll wait for the insurance company to pay us. So if you've been in an accident, call us today.
Raleigh Spine and Injury Chiropractic. Just when you thought nobody cared. Call 790-1332 right now.
There are some people who just cannot eat gluten or wheat products because of either celiac disease or just gluten sensitivity. So I'm with my friend here, Sarah Beard. And Sarah, we're going to do two things today.
Yes,
What are they?
we are going to bake gluten-free apple pie as well as gluten-free chocolate bourbon pecan pie.
So let's talk about the chocolate bourbon pecan pie first of all.
Yes.
Now, see, most people, when they look at something like that, they're not even thinking gluten.
No.
Because they're taking into, the crust and everything that goes along with it. And some people who are gluten-free, man, they could just walk by some of this stuff and it sets them into a tizzy.
Right. Yes.
So you've put together some great recipes
Yes.
for people who are gluten sensitive.
That's right. Yep.
Now, there's a protein in wheat that is where the gluten comes from. And if you think of gluten as glue, it's what kind of holds everything together. And people ask me all the time, well, why is there such a rise in gluten sensitivity? Part of that is some of the way we make wheat now. Listen, thousands and thousands of years ago, they didn't have drive-through fast food restaurants and all that, but that's how some people eat all the time now.
Right.
So that's why we have so much sensitivity to this stuff. So let's talk about now this pecan pie thing.
Yes.
Now this looks like that's flour.
That is flour, yes, but it's gluten-free flour.
Really?
Yes.
So what's in that?
Well, different brands have different flours, like tapioca flour, there's potato flour, brown rice flour, almond flour. You can pick it up at Whole Foods or other specialty stores, even some grocery stores like Lowe's Foods and Harris Teeter, Kroger's. They carry gluten-free items. Don't know if they carry the flours yet, but they do carry other gluten-free items.
Well, there are those flours in those plastic. I don't know who makes them, but there are some of those around.
Yes.
So
Yep.
it's, it used to be 5 years ago, if you said you were gluten-free, tough luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Now things are changing.
Yes. Yep.
So what we do, we're actually not going to make this pie today because we're just going to talk about it. So we mix the flour. What's this? Just brown sugar?
Brown sugar, yep. And you mix it with a little bit of white sugar as well, and your corn syrup.
Okay.
You bring it to a boil, and actually you throw the flour in with the sugars on the stove. Bring it to a boil so it kind of thickens. And then in a separate bowl, you're mixing the eggs and your bourbon and vanilla and getting a good consistency. And then after your sugar and flour paste is kind of cooled a little bit, you mix it in really well, whisk it in to the egg mixture. And then once you have a good blend of that, then you throw in your chips and your pecans.
Nothing better than pecan pie.
Yeah. And then once you have all that mixed together and you already have your dough in the pie bowl, then you dump all the contents in there and then you throw it in the oven and you bake it.
Now let me ask you this, because there are some people who just are not that good at baking and that kind of stuff. Do they actually make pie crusts that are gluten-free now?
They do.
Pre-made?
They do. Yep. I made that one from scratch, but you can find that'd probably be at Whole Foods, that sort of thing. But you can find.
So I mean, if you don't want to get into that, you can actually go buy that. So that's the bourbon chocolate pecan pie.
Right.
So the other thing that you put together for us,
Yes.
and it's like the same recipe as we saw at Upper Crust, except it's gluten-free, is the apple pie.
Yes.
Now, you know what? That's just American. That's just American.
Really is. Yes.
So I'm going to pull this out of the oven. Now she already made this. Wow.
Looks good.
So basically, you made the pastry part.
Yes.
Already. So then, how do you put all this together?
Well, you can either buy your pie crust or make the pie crust. And then the apple pie is a lot easier. All you do is chop up apples, peel them, chop them up, throw them in there. You have your sugar mixture in the oven or on the stove. You sure can, yep. On the stove. And then once you have your apples in there and the sugars have all come together, you just simply pour it on top, being very gentle, not to splash it out and get it all over the place.
Look at how light and crispy that is. Well, I swear to God, you're not going to know the difference between this and regular dough. I'm just kind of mangling this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Dig in.
Now I'm going to put some of this right over here like that. I'm going to cut this one too. I love pecan pie. I know you're thinking to yourself, how can somebody so svelte and so, you know, eat this? Well, God is good to me. Now this would be good with some, you could even make some homemade, what do you call that stuff? Whipping cream. And whipping cream, you don't have to worry about it being gluten-free because it's a dairy product. Wow. Now, tell people where they can go for your Facebook.
You can check out Gluten Free with Sarah B on Facebook as well as Twitter. Our website is coming soon, as well as a possible storefront location.
Now, I gotta tell you, this is right up there with upper crust.
Oh,
So,
good.
Yeah.
Good.
That is unbelievable. And I really want people to just sit here and watch me eat. 'Cause it's really good. So, if you're gluten sensitive or celiac disease, don't sit around and worry about it. Get on the internet, go to her Facebook page, talk to her. Find out how you can eat this kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you could actually take some of this same type stuff and make like chicken pastry and that kind of stuff too.
Yep, very much so. Yep, chicken pot pies, all that good stuff.
Join her on Facebook. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Don't change the channel. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Dr. Tim Weir from the Loving Life TV show. One of my family's favorite places to eat is Milton's Pizza. If you like good pizza, I'm telling you, they serve the best pizza around. Their salad bar, second to none. Our family is gluten-free, and we can eat there quite easily. You're gonna love Milton's. Take the time to go there and tell them Dr. Tim sent you.
We are Milton's Pizza, and you are watching Loving Life.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Listen, go to our website, www.drtimweir.com. Look at all of our stuff on there, and then leave me a little note. Tell me you're watching. Tell me where you live, because this goes all over the country. I want to know where you're watching. Keep loving life. That's what it's all about. Until next time, I'll see you then. This moment to you brought by Red Velvet Cake Burp. Swedish for a bunch of to put together. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Beard with.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our episode at the crap. Here's another relaxed moment. Don't sit on a really hard, sharp rock. It really is painful.
Is it good? I haven't even tried it. Is it good?
Don't even come near this stuff. Okay, don't even touch it.